Welcome to the Political Checkmate, and today I am going to checkmate Vox's video, How Gun Control Could Help Prevent Suicides. The reason why I am checkmating this video is because there are not many YouTubers debunking the link between guns and suicide argument. So here we go.
Public health people who are concerned about suicide are really concerned about access to guns. About 6 to 7% of attempts involving poisoning or cutting, slashing your wrists, only 6 to 7% of those attempts succeed, whereas the rate of success if you try to kill yourself with a gun is over 90%. I think the most dangerous myth people have about suicide is that it's inevitable. Suicides are usually impulsive actions that are decided within minutes or hours or less than a day before the attempt. People can be talked down from them, which makes the method that they choose to attempt extremely.
Vox is cherry-picking here because they choose the weakest methods used for suicide. If we actually include other suicide methods, it will show that there are other dangerous methods that are very close to the lethalness of guns. This meta-analysis finds that guns are 89.7% lethal, and hanging or suffocation is 84.5% lethal, and with drowning, it is 80.4% lethal. While their argument with time may be true, these other suicide methods can still be quickly done. You can find YouTube videos on how to easily make a noose in a few minutes, and you can find a large body of water such as an ocean or bathtub to drown in.
Important. There have been a bunch of interventions that suggest pretty strongly that reducing people's access to guns reduces suicide rates. There was a case in Israel where the Israeli Defense Force instituted a policy whereby soldiers couldn't bring their guns home on the weekend, and they found that firearm suicides dropped by 40%. Similarly, Australia instituted a massive gun buyback in 1996 that took about a fifth of the country's guns, and there's evidence suggesting a truly massive decrease in suicides after that.
On the argument that states with laxer gun laws than states with stricter gun laws having more gun suicide, my response is correlation does not equal causation because states with laxer gun laws have more suicide-prone environments. This APA study found that rural areas have more gun ownership and a greater gender imbalance that leads to higher numbers of older single men. While on the Israel study, economist John Lott's book, Gun Control Myths, he points out that a better study should have compared soldiers who are able to take their guns home with those who couldn't. He also pointed out this is a before and after averages, and does not add a month-to-month data. So it isn't clear when this drop in suicide started and when the policy coincided. I, for one, also want to add another criticism to the study, is that, again, it is a correlation equals causation fallacy, because there could have been other factors besides the gun policy changes, and also speaking of factors, the only factor they did was before and after, and weekday and weekend. There are no other control variables in the study, such as divorce rates or drug consumption. While with the Australia's NFA, you could see that Vox's own graph shows that the suicide rate has been declining before the buyback, and this study points out that the decline of suicide rates were more affected by a stronger economy and cultural factors and more social programs against suicide. John Lott's own book debunks the Australia buyback argument by showing that Australia's gun ownership has grown from 2.5 million in 1997 to 5.8 million. Finally, I wanted to point out this literature review looking at 29 studies on gun suicides. 15 out of the 29 did not find any significant association between firearm prevalence and total suicide rates. This appearance is misleading because 2/3 of the findings of a positive association between gun levels and total suicide rates were done by 3 researchers, Matthew Miller, Deborah Osorio, and David Hemingway. A lot of the research has flaws because they have small sample sizes, and 7 out of their 11 studies don't control for a single variable that is significantly related to total suicide rates.
If someone told you that there was a pollutant in your house that was killing 21,000 people a year, like, you would want to do something about that. It's worth asking ourselves if guns are that kind of pollutant, and if so, what we're going to do about it.
Guns are not the same thing as asbestos in the house, since gun suicides are caused by the person killing themselves compared to asbestos that involuntarily kills you. I would also like to point out that guns bring more benefits, such as over 1 million defensive gun uses, and making criminals less likely to invade a person's house. This is the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and please donate to my Patreon so I can make more videos and have your video requests checkmated. And thanks for watching, and have a nice day.